Hey guys, this is Paul Ozick. It is August the 28th, 2025. Um, I'm going to run through a series of slides for you. Sometime last year, late 2024, what used to be the Texas Baptist Men, now called Texans on Mission, contacted us here at Same Boat and asked us if we would help them with a project in Peru. So Paul went over, that's myself, in October, went again with them in January and again in April of this year. And based on that, we formed a relationship. So they asked me to go to Uganda in June for 3 weeks, June 2nd through 22nd. And the purpose for that trip was to see what they've been doing in 5 years there in Uganda. They developed a training course for helping people in Uganda that need water. And so the procedure is fairly complicated. And so myself and a friend from Peru, who is now the director of Texans on Mission in Peru, Gabriel is his name, we flew over to Uganda. And the purpose for these slides is just to show you what an amazing job Texans on Mission is doing, not just in Uganda, but other parts of the world. And this is specifically the portion that they call water impact. And so these slides basically, I want you to see who these people are and what they're doing and some of the training that they gave us. Delia and I just returned from Peru in July, and we will actually be, I'm sorry, early August, a couple of weeks ago, and we will be returning there at the end of September and again late November into December because we now have a mission working with Texans on Mission there in Peru, and more about that later. So Gabriel on the right, and I flew to Uganda. Their headquarters are in a city called Gulu. It's a long ways over there, and you got to kind of work to get there. So small planes. There's a lot of remote places that these guys are working in out of Gulu. And so you'll meet some of their team here in a moment, but they work out of four-wheel drive vehicles. They work with motorcycles. And they are, in fact, I think about 27 people on that team in Gulu. And they have an incredible program. And they have been doing 60 to 100 wells, water wells a year, and have follow-up teams and evangelism teams and Bible study teams and more. So this is Mitch Chapman in the white cap. He is the head of Water Impact International for Texans on Mission. In the middle is Sam Ojok, and he is the head guy there in Uganda for what they call Texans and Ugandans on Mission. And they're speaking with one of their head drillers who they have several teams that drill wells. These guys are really good at this. This is what most people are dealing with during the dry season. They are drinking out of springs that dry up. Animals share the springs with people. Oftentimes, they're walking long distance to get to these water holes. This was our first day, Gabriel and myself. What you're going to see is what they practice every morning before they begin to drill a well. This is a praise and worship team leading the local community in praise and worship. This is the water well team, and these guys are really good. They knocked out a well in this location in one day down to 200 meters. They own their own equipment. They have all of their own tools, so they don't depend on anyone else. And they do this day after day after day. And this is the final result of these wells. It's clean drinking water, something that most of these people have never had. So these are just pictures of different wells that we visited in the 21 days. We saw many communities. We were participating in the inauguration of some of these wells. We saw the joy in the faces of the people, heard their thanksgiving, and saw the blessing as they came to fill up containers with water. Many of these people often are walking an hour or two to get potable water every day to bring back to their dwellings. And these ladies can carry a 5-gallon container on their heads and one on each side. It's pretty amazing. And they've been doing this for years. So these wells provide a source of water that gives them back time and energy, and they're able to do other things. Just the people standing around watching a well being dug, you can see the hope on their faces. Lady on the left is 98 years old. And this is what happens when a well is inaugurated and finished. Listen to what they're chanting. Texas, Uganda. These wells cost money, and this is a well that has been inaugurated, and it was paid for in memory of a young man who lost his life. So the family of this young man donated money to drill a well in Uganda. So this was in memory of Jeffrey. And so these guys are constantly teaching people about hygiene, about latrines, about open defecation, about how to improve their lives, constantly teaching them about savings and how they work together as a community to use the water. They're also giving Bible studies weekly to these people. And out of many of these Bible studies come churches. And we'll see some of that in a moment. This particular place, I remember the testimonies of the people who told how their lives had been changed in the community as they became Christians and began to look at each other differently, and how the animosity ceased, and some of the anger between the community ceased, and how they began to look at each other basically with love and without jealousy and so on and so forth. It's one of the latrines. There's a lot of teaching about sanitation that goes on. It's a class called Savings for Life that is done by a follow-up group.
With this particular group, and this is about savings for life. This is their savings program where they all contribute money that can be borrowed or used for specific purposes, and an interest is paid back.
So everyone in the community contributes a little bit towards maintenance of the well. And that money can also be lent to people in the community that have a business program. And it must be paid back with interest. But it's a discipline that they teach the people. And we heard the testimonies of people who had used those loans to start businesses with animals, with agriculture, buying land, and so on and so forth, sending their children to schools that they previously could not afford. This is a special needs group of kids at a school. It's a program called Running Youth for Life, excuse me. And these kids, many of them were abused, abandoned, had very low self-esteem. But there is a follow-up program that Texas Own Mission does with another group that comes in and teaches these children about the love of God, teaches them about the value that God has for them, and helps them to basically improve their lives. And of course, there are Bible studies that are ongoing every week at every single place where a well is drilled. So this is a church service that we attended, one of. And yes, that's the pastor on the right in the suit. These are amazing people. They have great voices. They have wonderful hearts. And many of them have become Christians because a well was drilled in their area and the Bible studies were started and then follow up on. And now local pastors have come in, and it's amazing to see the transformation. So this was all part of our training during those 3 weeks. This is another church service that we attended one Sunday. Sunday morning service. And that morning we saw people give their lives to Christ. And then we walked about a mile and a half, I don't remember exactly, through the woods and the forest and all the stuff out there to a river. And we watched some people get baptized. In fact, that morning, 27 people were baptized in this. I don't know if it's a river or a creek or a pond, what it is. And yes, they even let me speak at the end of all this. So I'm going to stop sharing. And just want to encourage you guys, if you or your church or your organization feels led to be part of what Texans on Mission is doing in Uganda, but also here in the United States, they are a rescue mission. When there is a tragedy, whether it be in the hill country of Texas or North Carolina or fires in California, wherever a tragedy is happening, these guys appear and they are very quiet. They just show up. They're unannounced. They do the work, and all of this costs money. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention. If you would like, or somebody or some organization you're part of, or your church would like to be part of this, I'd love to introduce you guys to these people at Texans on Mission. So that's it for now. Thank you, and God bless you guys.